Hi people, Moino Wegenberg here again as always. In this video I'll be discussing the Byzantine Empire, specifically the Eastern Roman Empire. After the Roman Empire that was generally unified collapsed, it was split up or divided into East and West, or West and East. Now, I've already discussed in a prior video, or in another video, the Western Roman Empire, just a general Roman Empire and its occult alignment. That's why for the purposes of this video, I'll be using the phrase Byzantine. Some people don't like the phrase Byzantine, but I'm simply using it in a loose manner to distinguish from the Western Roman Empire. Both these empires were Roman in nature. They are Romans for all intents and purposes, or they are plain Roman. But I'll simply be using the phrase Byzantine for reasons I just mentioned. Now, the Byzantines under occult alignment, plain and simply speaking, the Byzantines were lunar in nature. That's why their color specifically is Byzantine purple. Byzantine purple is the color of the moon. It's essentially closely aligned with violet. And yeah, you can clearly tell in terms of Byzantine culture and Byzantine way of life and warfare and everything, that the Byzantines were all about adaptability. If they found themselves with, and they did so more often than not, if they found themselves with circumstances that were too powerful for them to overcome, what they did is adapt in a rapid fire fashion. If they, for example, met with a military opponent that was too strong for them, or they couldn't defend themselves in time, etc., etc., what they used to do is that they paid off their enemies, essentially, or their opponents, to quote-unquote leave them alone, or at least to buy them some time to raise an army. Okay, the Byzantines, essentially, they outlived and outlasted the Western Roman Empire. Okay, one famous battle, the Battle of Milvian Bridge, also demonstrates the difference between the two. The Byzantine army was flexible, it was adaptable, and the Roman Empire was too rigid in general in terms of the way they fought, specifically regarding warfare, the way that they went to war. Okay, in the midst of battle, there was little to no adaptability or means of strategizing, if you will. Okay. As a sideline, the Western Roman Empire, though, they did learn from every battle. Okay, they became stronger essentially after every loss that they or every defeat that they suffered, and that was one of their greatest strengths. Otherwise, they would have been wiped out. But that's just a sideline because I didn't mention this in the other video. Now, back to the Byzantines. The Byzantines did stuff like that. They paid off their enemies or opponents to leave them alone. Okay, they were good in terms of, they excelled in terms of movement and whatnot, but the drawback is that it also worked in an adverse manner. When they lost territories, they also lost territories, relatively speaking, quickly. So you had like a going up and down, where they would lose a certain amount of land and then they would simply recapture it after like a year or so, etc., etc. This simply indicates the fast-paced nature of the moon, essentially, and how fast the moon moves. And yeah, how should I put it for the rest? How mobile is the word I was looking for. How mobile the moon is. You know, everything is just super fast paced with the Byzantines. And again, the moon also deals with wealth up to a certain extent. And the Byzantines essentially embodied all of these properties. So again, without question, the Byzantines were lunar. That's their occult alignment in a matter of speaking. See the end screen for some interesting videos, and see you guys later. Bye.